what up, Spooky?
Hey Alter, I was just getting myself ready for today's recording and all that.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. Where's our most rambunctious member at? Oh, God, I can hear him coming now. Greetings, lords and ladies upon the YouTube. It is I, SirMemphis, noble knight, and to the Curry Kingdom. And I welcome thee once more to an exciting day of our Pokémon Uranium Nuzlocke adventure. Okay, enough with the fanfare. Get on with the action, my man.
Are you seriously going to do that every time that it's your episode?
Silence, Goblin! You know nothing of fanfare. Yes, anyway, my lords and ladies. Today, our team has looking much better as it did yesterday. Our Pokemon are much stronger. We have many more items thanks to our Derp Dud. And in today's adventures, I shall be adding more members to our party, upon which following we shall battle the first castellan of the enemy fortresses.
I think he means that we're going to be fighting the first gym, which is actually what we're going to be doing, everyone. Also, we probably should start introducing everyone else, if you don't mind.
Well, if thou must insist, upon our team, we have, of course, SirMemphis. Yo, what's up, my people? I have, of course, myself, SirMemphis, as already mentioned, and, of course, we have our lowly goblin.
I'm Spooky Memphis, actually. I'm not a goblin.
He keeps saying that, but I don't believe him. Regardless, I shall be gathering up these berries, for they shall be quite useful in the future. I shall bury many upon the ground, upon which I shall gather more later, which is something I would normally ascribe to the common folk to do, but since we have no servants save for our Pokemon and they can't do it, I suppose it falls to us to do so. Thus done, let us now proceed into the next area. We shall add to our team more pocket creatures into our team.
I think we have to fight this trainer here, which is going to be really good for showing off how much stronger the team is.
That's absolutely right, Spooky. We're going to see Shadow Fire just absolutely dog this dude. He doesn't stand a chance against our goated dragon. As much as I would appreciate to show off our dragon, I wish instead to see Lady Josephine, for not only is she much stronger of a bird, I must prove unto the world that she is the mightiest bird in the Curry Kingdom. Therefore, I shall strike down this lesser bird with her might.
I mean, that's a good thing to do as well, I guess. It's still late for Josephine to learn, like, a good flying move, though.
Nonsense, lowly goblin. All of Lady Josephine's attacks are of the most high quality that can be found in the area. Therefore, she is already the mightiest of birds, at least in mine own opinion, which is always correct.
I don't think that's absolutely correct at all, but you do you.
Alright, so let's just go ahead and have Josephine dog on this dude and just, keep on going. Timothy is not going to be getting in our way whatsoever. Indeed, Sir Alter. With that settled, let us go ahead and see what item our Derp Dud has given to us. A full hill? Sounds quite good. That is actually really darn good for this early in the game as well. Derp Dud continuing to serve as our most valuable, underappreciated Pokemon. Indeed, but now let us proceed to catch our first Pokemon of this route and add to our army. Well, it looks like, much like the trainer from the Pokemon Center, we shall be making an entire team of the Chin Monks.
Well, actually, because of the dupe clause, we don't actually have to capture this Pokemon.
What on earth do you mean? We must capture every Pokemon that is available to us. No, actually, SirMemphis, we don't have to catch this Pokemon because we already have one. We can instead try and catch the next Pokemon we see. Well, if you say so, but we keep seeing this Pokemon, therefore, more than likely, this will be our fourth party member, and we shall simply have to make do with having multiple of the Derp Duds.
I mean, to be fair, having multiple Pokemon with pickup wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but probably not a good idea for a Nuzlocke situation.
Silence, Goblin! It would be an excellent thing for this adventure to have so much more material to work with. Besides, we're running into the same Pokemon over and over again, so what else are we supposed to do? Well, we just have to keep going at it until we find something new. That's just what you have to do. Good lord, finally we find ourselves a new Pokemon. It took forever to find this creature. It appears we should be adding the Bug monster after all.
That's actually really good. Having fairy and bug-type Pokemon on the team will add a lot of typing advantage to what we already have on the team.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, a Cubbug is cute and adorable, and it hits like a truck. Therefore, definitely a good catch to get. Although we are going to have to grind this thing again. Curses, I wish to stop the grinding. We did so much of it already. Go forth, mighty Pokemon, a great ball for a potentially great Pokemon. It shall be a mighty member of our army, and I already know what I shall be naming this Pokemon itself.
Aren't we going to discuss that as a team, what we're going to name this Pokemon?
Silence, lowly goblin. It is my turn to adventure, therefore I shall be naming this Pokemon after one of my favorite squires, that being Philip, of course, the most mild man of all, and I shall be honoring him by calling this Pokemon Sir Philip, indeed. Oh, that'll work, I guess. I mean, let's go ahead and take a look at Sir Philip and see if he's any good. With natural cure, our Pokemon shall not be afflicted by status ailments whatsoever. And being of a most notable number of stats here, our Pokemon is quite potent as well.
Alright, well, unfortunately, now we have to go ahead and grind some more, which kind of stinks, but at least it's only one Pokemon that we need to grind.
As much as I wish to not speak to the lowly goblin, it is true. We must grind once more, but at least Sir Philip will not take long to make stronger. Very well, it is time once more to battle against this trainer, his Chin Monks. Something we have gotten quite accustomed to, as we have destroyed his Pokemon multiple times at this point.
It kind of gets repetitive, but it is nice having a trainer like this early on.
That is true. It is always good, because early grinding does stink real bad. Actually, in respect to that, Sir Alter, what were the results of the question from last time's adventure? What do people prefer for their grinding? You haven't actually told me how it went last episode. Why are they looking at me like that? SirMemphis, the first episode didn't do that good. What? What do you mean it didn't do good? We were here and we adventured. Where were our loyal subjects? I'm sorry to tell you, man, the first episode did absolutely abysmal, actually, and there wasn't a single person who seemed to enjoy it all that much, except for one gentleman who left a nice comment, but that's about it. I am quite displeased by this. I do not understand why anyone wouldn't enjoy our adventures.
It's such a mystery, indeed.
Well, boys, I guess it's just time to finally admit that Pokemon is not the way for this channel to go, and it's time to just hang up the towel and just don't even bother with this adventure. Sir Alter, never speak such words again. What? Do not ever say such words. I care not if all others will abandon us. We must stick to our morals and our honor and our ethics and all the good things. We shall not be stopping this adventure for anything whatsoever, save for our Pokemon all being slaughtered on the field of honor.
Yeah, as much as I don't like how the first episode didn't do good, Alter, we can't just quit. And that's coming from me, the pessimist, so really, man, you can't say things like that just because we had one bad day.
Guys, I can't believe you would say such nice things to me. Stop your whining, Sir Alter. We have more grinding to do, and I have no time for it. Alright then, well, you know what? Screw the YouTube algorithm. I'm going to stop being the nice guy. I'm going back to being the passive-aggressive asshole that I am. So that's just what it's going to be.
Alright, well, it seems like SirMemphis is back, everybody.
Indeed, lowly goblin. Let us celebrate by slaughtering the 100th Chinmonk that we have slaughtered thus far. Sir Philip is already battling his heart out, annihilating our opponent's Pokemon. And though Sir Philip lacks the power of some of our other team members, he has so much room to grow, which is quite enjoyable. Well, looks like our boy Philip already knows Struggle Bug, and while he might not be a special attacker just yet, it is a very nice move to have early on, seeing as it's going to cut them special attackers down to size.
Are you sure you want to risk Sir Philip's health this much, SirMemphis?
Of course, lowly goblin. We have no fear of being critically hit whatsoever.
What makes you think that?
Don't you know, Spooky Memphis, this channel was blessed by the god of cheese himself. We need never fear being cheesed by crits. Only we need to think about crits is when we are going to get them and how often we're going to get them. That is correct. For while I do not believe in any heathen gods, I will take the boon where our crits are always plentiful and our opponents are never, well, they're never going to be doing any damage to us. None whatsoever, never. So, Alter, why did you ask me to stop our grinding? Our Pokemon is not even level 10 just yet. Trust me, my man, people are going to want to see this bit. Go ahead and fight somebody in the, the woods. Doesn't really matter who it's going to be. Well, of course, it's going to be yet another Chinmonk, as it's the only creature we've yet to fight today.
I mean, it's a very plentiful Pokemon, although with how many we've knocked out, the local population's probably going to be in shambles.
Pokemon ecology being one thing to talk about another day, Spooky. But more importantly, our boy Sir Philip is evolving here. Oh, Sir Philip! It is time for you to finally become a true knight of the Curry Kingdom. I am so proud of you. It's beautiful indeed.
I mean, he's big, round, and chunky. He's kind of cute.
I think he's adorable. Let's take a look at this item off of Dirt, then look at Sir Philip's new form here. Oh yeah, look at that defensive stat. This boy is going to be a tank, and it's always nice to have a tank in these playthroughs. I am quite horrified indeed. I didn't think Sir Philip would look like this, but I suppose it is a creature. It's going to look strange when it turns from small to large, but regardless, let us battle against the next trainer, this being a hiker with some sort of monkey creature.
Actually, that's called a Mankey.
No, I'm fairly certain that's a monkey.
Its name is Mankey, though.
Monkey, I tell you, Goblin. It's clearly a monkey. And the fact that it's a dead monkey proves my point. Alright, the two of you, just shut your mouths. It's time to fight a Barul. And this Pokemon proves that this game is, in fact, updated from the last time we played it, because in the last version that Memphis played on his channel, this Pokemon didn't have a movement sprite, if I'm remembering right. Therefore, it is definitely an updated version of this game.
I mean, that's nice to know, and maybe we gonna catch a Barul, you think? I mean, Memphis had one in his playthrough.
I would actually rather want to have this Pokemon just because it's really useful for the first gym, seeing as it's a normal type gym. Well, Sir Alter, it seems that you have spoiled the fun. I didn't know what the Pokemon used by the first gym were. Therefore, you have spoiled my fun. Well, man, just get over it. The fact is, you're going to know at one point or another what these Pokemon gyms are, and just gonna have to live with it. So yeah, the first gym is a normal type gym. It shouldn't be too difficult with the team that we have, although if we can get a steel type, it becomes way, way easier.
I mean, that would almost feel like cheating, honestly, to have a steel type Pokemon, but I can't deny that it would be pretty useful to have in the long run as well.
Indeed, for having quite good steel on our side will allow us to strike our opponents low. Also, what are these rocks doing here? I cannot push them out of the way. Yeah, you can't actually do that. You don't have the moves to do it. Nonsense! I have the finest moves in the Curry Kingdom. Ask anybody.
Alright, time to catch another Pokemon for our team. There's a lot of Pokemon in this place, so looking forward to it.
I really hope we get a Dunsparce. Dunsparce is one of my favorite Pokemon, and it has a really cool evolution in this game, too. Oh, for fuck's sake. It appears that our Pokemon is this creature. Some sort of demonic bat with a large, what is that, some sort of tail to it and a very strange hairdo. Quite the interesting choice, but it is what it is, and we shall have to catch it.
I don't even know how good this Pokemon is, but it's essentially the Zubat of this game, so odds were we were going to have one.
That doesn't make it easier. I don't want autonomy. I don't care if it got out of the ball, that just makes it wasting our money. Indeed, it must get upon the ball immediately. Tarnemi, you shall become a member of the Curry Kingdom whether you enjoy it or not. Very good indeed. We have added another member to our team. It might not be what we wanted, but we have it and we shall make the best of it. I guess, but at the same time, I really wanted something new and different. I guess it's nice to not have the same thing that Memphis had in the original playthrough, but still. Regardless of your griping, I shall be naming this Pokemon, and while it does not remind me of Boars or Marcus, let's say, it'll be Sir something, Sir Smiles, for it is smiling quite a bit, therefore it is an appropriate name. Let us acquire this Pokemon immediately.
Having a Pokemon with Levitate is always good, and it's got really good attack IVs, but otherwise this Pokemon seems pretty low on the totem pole. Maybe this is the thing that we use our Wonder trait on in the future?
Potentially, but let us get some use out of it regardless before we consider throwing it away into the wind. We shall see upon that perhaps in the next day's adventure. Oh, you've gotta be kidding me that we run into a Dunsparce right after running into that piece of garbage.
Come on, Alter, you gotta be at least a little nice to Tommy.
No, I don't. That Pokemon's garbage. I wanted a Dunsparce. It has a cool dragon evolution in this game. Dragon? What do you mean another dragon? We already have a dragon. We don't need another one. Come on, man. Barul 2? How did we get so unlucky that the first Pokemon we had to run into was like the worst one in the entire cave? We could have had an awesome Dunsparce or a Steel Barrel. Instead, we have this thing we're already considering getting rid of.
And now we're running into this creature.
You kidding me that we got Grozer too? That's Fire Rock. It's a dragon of the ground too. Come on, man. I am quite fine with having less dragons upon our team, and Sir Smile shall prove to thee that he is in fact having that dog within him. There is nothing wrong with having this Pokemon, and even if we do get rid of it in the future, I am quite pleased to have it. It has the potential to have itself some uses here. Yeah, like having it Wonder traded. Yeah, that's a great use out of it, SirMemphis. Come on. As we do adventure through this cave, battling with our Sir Smiles, I do wish to ask, of course, our question of the day. For while no one answered the last one, because thou art foolish fools, I shall ask another. The question for today pertains to the gyms upon which we shall battle. The question being, doth thou prefer thine first gyms to be easy or hard? That being, do you prefer to be up against a team that thou have the advantage against, or the disadvantage against?
That's actually not a bad question, and it is an interesting one. I mean, if you're depending on what your challenge is, do you want to have a nice easy start to make sure your team survives, or a harder challenge to make sure all your Pokemon are up to task?
That is a good one. I mean, I don't even know how I want to answer that one. I mean, I prefer a little bit of a challenge, but not like too much challenge. So I guess I'm more of like the easy camp than anything else. Quite weak, Sir Alter, quite weak. I personally would have preferred the first gym to be Dragon type. That way we could make sure our Pokemon were of the utmost potential to smiting most vicious scaly creatures. Therefore, our Pokemon would have been the mightiest in all the realm, indeed.
That's a good way of saying it. And also, this guy has a Bashun. That's actually a pretty good Pokemon if we can find one later on. I believe it's electric and fighting or something of that nature, so that could be a good Pokemon to see in the future.
It is no point to fantasizing about which creatures we may or may not get, considering that we only get one per area. Therefore, silence, Goblin. Don't need to hear it from you.
Alright, I guess now we're here in Now Talk City, where the first gym leader is going to be.
It appears that this town has itself its own town greater. Quite good indeed. I don't even think this is a town. I'm pretty sure this is like an actual full-blown city. I mean, it's huge. You can't really call this a town.
Yeah, I kind of misspoke. Sorry about that.
Silence, Lonely Goblin. It doesn't matter if you misspoke or not. All that matters is that you spoke at all, and I didn't need to hear it.
I mean, I'm gonna be talking a lot next episode, you know.
What on earth do you mean by that?
I mean, next episode I get to be the player, so I'll be talking a lot more.
So, Alter, you never told me the Goblin had a turn. Why on earth would you do that? Why wouldn't he have a turn? He's right here with us. I'm telling you, he's a lonely Goblin. He's going to get all of our Pokemon killed.
Okay, well, if that's how you want to think about it, SirMemphis, how about we make a bet or something like that?
What? I am so into that idea. What is the bet?
I'm thinking whoever loses their Pokemon first has to do some sort of penalty game. I can't really think of anything right at the moment, but we'll think about something to do. Maybe, I don't know, they have to sing a really embarrassing song or something.
That sounds ridiculous, and for some reason I am compelled to agree with doing that. Very well. Whoever upon our party loses the first Pokemon must perform the most embarrassing song in all the land. What song would that be? I have no idea. Apparently we'll have to find out later, but for now, we'll just have to say no one will die, for I, SirMemphis, vow to not lose a single Pokemon in this first gym.
Alright, but if you're going to be going up against this gym, you're gonna have to make sure all of our Pokemon are up to par. So, what's the plan there?
Well, Lowly Goblin, if that must know, I shall be grinding all of our Pokemon until they are about the 11th level. Our plan is not to have our Pokemon stronger than the gym leader's most potent of Pokemon. Therefore, Sir Alter, tell me, what is the strongest Pokemon that this gym leader possesses? Well, I'm not going to tell you what the Pokemon is, but I will tell you that her strongest Pokemon is level 12. So our plan is to have all of our Pokemon at level 11. That way we have at least some potential to do a good amount of damage to the gym leader without having our Pokemon being stronger than the gym leader.
Okay, that sounds reasonably fair. I think the actual official, level cap is 10. So, maybe going a little above that, but we didn't really set a level cap for this playthrough anyway, so I don't think that's too big of a deal.
Indeed, our Pokemon shall have advantage and disadvantage in this gym battle. Therefore, we shall come up on top and destroy everything in our path. And of course, back here at the rock side, wait, who are you supposed to be? I believe that is one of the rangers of the region. This boy is basically like your glorified police officer slash park ranger. And he's going to help us clear the road so that we can go back to the other town without having to go through the tunnel.
I mean, that's pretty helpful if we needed to get, I don't know, battling against that Chinmunk trainer, or if we needed more berries, or anything of that nature.
More berries, you say? That does give me an idea indeed.
I'm surprised you're actually going to listen to any idea you got from me here.
Oh, well, no, of course not. I'm only ever listening to the ideas that are given me by God above. But see, my original plan upon this gym had been simply to have our Pokemon battle against the gym leader's Pokemon until all of theirs were destroyed. However, since I need to make sure my Pokemon survive, I shall have to use stratagems and such. Okay, then. Well, Captivate might help. It is going to be a free weakening of an opponent's special attack.
Wait, so, hold on. Well, SirMemphis, were you trying to say that your original plan for the gym was just to have our Pokemon attack one at a time until they got knocked out, or the opponent's Pokemon got knocked out?
Well, of course, that is how one normally conducts battles, Lowly Goblin. You have one force fight against the other force until one is destroyed and the other is not. However, since this is not a war of attrition, I must use Cunning and Guile, which is, of course, the hallmarks of a Knight of the Color Kingdom, to smite our foes.
I'm starting to wish that I hadn't made that bet until the gym actually happened. Then maybe you would have just made a mistake there.
What? Oh my lord. Spooky, are you trying to say you're going to sabotage us?
Maybe not us, but just SirMemphis.
Oh, yeah. That's what I like to hear. What the douche? I'm just saying I like it when he talks dirty, okay? You two you don't understand.
I really don't understand it all, but yeah, basically, I guess we're just gonna see SirMemphis actually using actual strategy here.
You imply that I wouldn't do this normally, Lowly Goblin. It is simply what one must do to ensure that all members of our party survive the coming adventure here. If I had an army of 1,000, I could lose half of them and everything be fine. But since we only have 5 Pocket Monsters, therefore I must keep them all alive. Very well, but it looks like all of our creatures are well and truly prepared, and I shall speak to this old man for good favor, for it is always good to consult with the old and the wise. Let us battle the gym. Apparently this gentleman is our biggest fan. He cannot go to a home for some odd reason.
I think he might be a stalker, actually.
What? What? Stalker? And he's in broad daylight. Why isn't he under a rock? Well, putting giant rocks aside, let's go ahead and tell the gym leader that she's got a stalker on her hands, so then we can deal with that ourselves. Indeed, we shall smite this lowly person. Let us go forth into our home, and this is not our home. It is apparently this other home over here.
I'm sorry to barge in on you, Miss Gym Leader, but you do have a stalker outside your gym handing out keys to your house. We might want to do something about that, seeing as the police aren't really a thing in this game.
What on earth do you mean? Where are the local law enforcement? What about those rangers? Shouldn't they be doing something about this? Yeah, you know, that actually didn't, I didn't actually register that. What on earth are the rangers doing? There's this dude handing out keys to a lady's house, standing around in broad daylight. We really need to get this dude off the streets. Maria, you give this dude the full burn treatment. Give him what he deserves. Well, actually, Sir Alter, I believe I shall be giving what this man deserves. If that will please pardon me for but a moment.
SirMemphis, how did you manage to cut that man's legs off from inside a Discord call?
Seriously, we need to know this information. Well, of course, it is but elementary, my dear sirs. It is quite simple. I simply took out my sword and cut off his legs like the filthy reprobate he was. Also, enough talking, it is time for the gym battle. Apparently, this gentleman will tell us what types work and what do not upon this area, meaning he is clearly a saboteur in league with the Curry Kingdom. He shall also provide us the fresh water, which we shall need to feed our troops.
Okay, but are we gonna finish training Sir Smiles, or no? I'm just thinking, you know, all of our Pokemon should be about the same level, right?
Indeed, perhaps I should. But for now, though, let us battle forth these children here. Or at least let's scope out the area first. Okay, there's only 2 of them. Let us slaughter these children who are clearly in league with the enemy. I don't think we should really talk about doing that, but anyway, this is School Kid Jack. And for the billionth time, we are seeing a Chinmonk.
It's a really, really common Pokemon.
To be fair to this poor child who has no idea how to properly Pokemon battle, there are only so many normal Pokemon in this region, I would assume. Therefore, it is more likely for him to have multiple of this creature than anything else. Regardless, Sir Smiles has poisoned the enemy creature, being the little saboteur that he is, and he shall proceed to annihilate this creature with his mighty tackling attack, which I imagine involves Sir Smiles smacking his face into the enemy repeatedly.
That does sound rather painful. I'm surprised that he can still smile after that.
That's funny to think about, Spooky, not gonna lie. Just seeing Sir Smiles with his big goofy grin smacking the Pokemon over and over again, and he just keeps on smiling. It's brutal and it's beautiful at the same time. Hush up, Sir Alter. I have poisoned this owl creature, and I shall allow Sir Smiles another strike in here before switching him out. I do not wish to risk our Pokemon whatsoever.
Just for the record, a critical hit would have been the end of Sir Smiles there.
For the record, Lowly Goblin, as already established, we need never fear from any sort of critical hits whatsoever, save for the ones that we deliver upon our opponents. We have no fear of such things. We are not, but full frontal assault from beginning unto end. Of course, it is quite the godsend that we have so many potions to work with. Truly, Derp Blood was a gift from the Lord above, allowing us to heal our Pokemon quite consistently without having to return to the Pokémon Center every single time.
It does help quite a bit, so let's go ahead and take on yet another gym trainer.
I don't see this being any different from the first one, you guys. I mean, maybe she doesn't have a Chinmonk, maybe she just has Burbies. But honestly, our team is so cracked right at the moment, it doesn't really matter what she sends up against us.
To be fair, though, we do still need to grind Sir Smiles a little bit more, which is going to be unfortunate, because I don't think there's a lot of Pokemon around here as strong as Sir Smiles.
I would beg to differ. Our team consists of 4 other Pokemon, if not equal to, but, you know, quite possibly quite much stronger than Sir Smiles, seeing as Sir Smiles possesses little in the form of offensive power at the moment.
Okay, but you might want to switch out here, because Sir Smiles might get conked out.
Nonsense, of course, for Sir Smiles will never be hit by any sort of critical hit, ever in the history of time. I tell you, critical hits will never be a problem. Also, what on earth is that creature? Okay, so this is the cat Pokemon, Thling. It first makes its debut here, and yes, the gym leader has one of these, so this is going to be setting the bar for how the gym is going to go. I see that Minded Pokemon has hit us with the Yawn attack. What on earth does it do? It didn't seem to do anything. Regardless, Sir Philip will use his good, kind words to charm the enemy, and our Pokemon is asleep now. Wake up, Sir Philip. There is battling to do. Let's see here. I shall not need to use any items. Sir Philip must wake up upon himself.
Don't you think that's a little bit risky?
Absolutely not. Sir Philip will not be smited by anything. I shall instead have Sir Philip simply survive through each attack that my opponent might send against me. Eventually, he shall wake from his slumber, as he just has, and continue to weaken the opponent's offensive power. This is how we shall defeat the first Castellan of the gym in the now Talk City, by weakening the opponent's offensive strength before having Sir Philip smite them with the Fairy of the Wind. That's actually not a terrible strat. I'm pretty sure this Pokemon's like all physical offense, so really just spamming Charm on the enemy is going to be pretty dang effective, I have to say. And of course, he put our Pokemon to sleep again. What is the point of doing this multiple times? Fight me like a man, you coward!
You remember you're fighting a little girl, right?
I don't need to be told that. Also, little girls can be men too if they put up enough effort for it.
Okay. So, what are you gonna do now?
Well, lowly goblin, if thou must know, we must do some level of grinding. Not much, just a little bit. And then I shall be using mine berries upon my Pokemon. Soldier did tell me that I can give these berries to mine Pokemon, and they will use them at the opportune moment. Seeing as mine opponent used a move that would take me and put me to sleep, I think it is best to give each of our Pokemon a berry that will cure the sleep status ailment, which we happen to have several of, though I may need to plant more. Very well, mine comrades, the time hath come. I have grinded mine Pokemon, and after several days of growing berries, we have enough for each member of our team to have one with one left behind, so that I might grow more in the future have I any need. We are prepared to battle our hearts out and slaughter the first gym, and take that castle, and burn it to the ground, and build up a better one in the name of the Color Kingdom.
Alright, but what's gonna be your strategy for this gym battle anyway?
My battle strategy is quite simple. I shall lead with the Derp Dud. I shall have him battle his heart out against whatever the gym leader sends out first, until that Pokemon is laid low. Preceding this, I shall switch upon Sir Philip and have him start using his most powerful charming powers against whatever Pokemon cometh next. How many Pokemon does this gym leader have? 2, 3, 5? Well, actually, I think they only have 2 Pokemon. Well, then my strategy is foolproof. I shall send forth Sir Philip, have him charm the gym leader's strongest Pokemon, and then we shall have all of our other Pokemon gang up upon that Pokemon and slaughter it in the name of God and country.
Isn't that, like, super dishonorable and stuff?
Nonsense! That only works on the field of honor. This is an invasion of an enemy's keep. Therefore, I shall do what I please. Alright, boys, dial it in. It's time to fight Maria. First gym leader is here. Our gym leader sent forth an Outen. This bird we have slaughtered before. And Sir Alta, this trainer has 3 Pokemon. Alright, I was off by 1. You fool! That could cost us everything.
Well, it's a good thing we have the super awesome trainer, SirMemphis, to do things then.
Indeed, lowly goblin, I need fear nothing. I am simply chastising Sir Alta, for misinformation is bad. Therefore, Sir Dubdud, well, regrettably I'll have to switch him out here. But, let's see here, difficult decision, who is to send out here? There are many options here, but I think Sir Smiles will be able to handle this.
Sir Smiles is our weakest Pokemon, though.
Nonsense, lowly goblin. Sir Smiles can handle any mutant bird, and with critical ease. It will not matter what he attempts to do. We shall slaughter him. Alright, well, let's see if Sir Smiles can take this thing out too quickly. You would use a potion, you fool! Doth thou not have any honor?
I mean, are we gonna use any potions?
Nonsense, of course not. To use a potion in battle is to admit defeat. We shall be doing nothing of the sort. We shall slaughter this trainer's Pokemon without having to resort to any sort of trickery. Alright, 1 Pokemon down, 2 to go, and it's time for the first of the Cat Clan. Very well, I shall set this Pokemon's pulse ablaze with the Poison Strike, allowing his Pokemon to be destroyed over time. This way, I can switch into yet another Pokemon. In this case, Lady Josephine shall make quick work of this cat.
But don't birds get eaten by cats?
Under normal circumstances, perhaps. However, our bird is more powerful than any other bird. Therefore, we shall use our quick strike in order to lay this cat low. It shall avail him nothing to use the yawn technique, but I am quite prepared. Therefore, I shall strike thee once more.
I thought you were going to alternate your attacks so that you didn't get predictable here.
I lied! That's how predictable you thought I was, you fool! Therefore, Lady Josephine will be using her batty, and now, well, she's just going to have to survive this.
That was a really, really close fight. Are you sure you're going to be up for this last one without losing anyone?
Of course! Even when they send out their demonic cat creature, our team will not be perturbed. In this case, it is time for Sir Philip to do his thing. Our strategy is ironclad. It doesn't matter what sort of cat creature they send up against us. We shall destroy them with our charming technique. Alright, that's the first charm. How many charms do you plan on laying onto this thing, SirMemphis? Difficult to say. I would say 2 at the minimum. Potentially 3. We shall see. I wish to make sure that our Pokemon will not be taking much damage at all. So I think a 3rd is called for here. So, she'll go ahead and charm them a 3rd time, after which Sir Philip shall be able to begin the offensive here. Shall strike them down with our Fairy Wind, and they shall have nothing to defend themselves with.
Alright, but is Fairy Wind going to do much damage?
It will be enough, lowly goblin. They can strike forth against Sir Philip all they like. It will avail them nothing, for they have been charmed by his princely wiles. For of course, Sir Philip, while not a prince, has the bearing of one. Regardless, I am considering whether I wish to switch Pokemon in this case. I do not wish Sir Philip to suffer long. And Shadowfire has done nothing, therefore I shall switch into Shadowfire, simply to allow our vicious dragon to burn the gym to the ground.
That's one way to do it, I guess.
I think this fight is on the final foot. This dude has been burnt, and there is so little it can do. It does no damage to our Pokemon, and it can yawn itself till the grave. It's not gonna do him any good.
Alright, we did it.
We have succeeded, my lords! Yes, indeed. It is time. We have defeated the Castellan of the first gym, and we have earned ourselves the normal badge, thus proving that we are true masters of the normal type Pokemon. And we got ourselves Return. Not only is Return a TM, which we can use as much as we like, but you can put on pretty much any Pokemon, and the happier they are with us, the stronger they will be. So, in the long run, this move is actually going to be pretty darn useful for certain Pokemon. True, although it is sad that we don't have our own normal Pokemon to use it with. Regardless, we were able to defeat the gym leader with little effort indeed.
There were some kind of iffy moments in there, but I have to admit that SirMemphis actually did a good job with this one. So, what are you going to do now?
I think I've done quite enough for today. I shall be passing off the torch to the lowly goblin, as much as I am hating to say it, but I assume that he's going to lose all of our Pokemon in the next episode. Therefore, I shall be winning the bet if nothing else. Okay, but let's try to not lose all of our Pokemon there, Spooky.
Okay, Alter. I'm not going to lose any Pokemon. In fact, I guarantee I will not lose a single Pokemon in the next episode.
Oh, do you now? We shall see about that lowly goblin creature. So, regardless, my lords and ladies upon the YouTube, it should be about time for the ending of today's adventures. If thou did enjoyest what we do, do not forget to hit the liketh, commenteth, and subscriptioneth button down below. There wasn't any of that in the last episode, therefore we need at least 10,000 more in the next one. Therefore, get to it right now. Yeah, well, regardless, thank you again, everybody, for joining us for another episode of Pokemon Uranium, the Nuzlocke new adventure. Yeah, it's going to be a slow series, but we are all guns blazing. We are all full ahead. We're not giving up this series no matter what. So, see you guys again next week. We have ourselves Spooky Memphis take on, I guess, catching more Pokemon, just doing general stuff. I'm not sure when he's going to get a gym, or when I'm going to get a gym for that matter, but we'll see where it's going to go.
Bye-bye, everybody. See you next week.
Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all.